Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Weed and Wrestling. And this would be our Wrestle Mania review edition. I'm Lanaya, and my co host.
A Rebel Professor Ryan Barton Lad, the eccentric enigma. I was just holding a little bit of smoke there. Because we're smoking on this one. Woo!
For everyone, it's like, where's the weed? The weed and wrestling. It's right
Yeah.
there.
Why don't you guys talk about
So,
weed enough? You know why? Because we're high. We're too busy talking about wrestling. Why
I'm
talk
trying to
about
remember what
being
we're trying
high
to
when you
discuss.
can talk? Yeah, why talk about being high when you could just be high and talk about wrestling? It's much more simple.
Such a good point. So, um, if you guys caught our live stream, you saw we watched it. I don't necessarily have a whole bunch of notes. He does.
Woo!
That's another part of weed and wrestling.
Yeah, it's fine because I figured since we were doing the live stream that we weren't going to be doing reviews. And so I took no notes during the live stream. And Lenaya's like, well, I thought you were taking notes when you were being silent. And it's like, no, I was super baked. Uh,
And I was taking notes, but not on everything because apparently my brain just blanks out sometimes, or I was really like into a lot of the matches. So because I was so into it, I'm just like paper. What's my notes? What's that? Like
mhm.
so.
but
Yeah,
um, but yeah, so I ended up going back and taking a lot of notes.
I did
Um,
not.
and I gotta switch on to those notes. I was still on SmackDown. Um,
I fixed, and I'm not ashamed.
um, and something that I won't overtly refer to. I had just watched Jim Cornette review Dave Meltzer's ratings after seeing Jim review, which I like how Jim doesn't really do the rating system necessarily, but he does it in the sake of making fun of Dave. And I like our system because our system is far much better than fucking Dave's 5-star system that he's broken 900 fucking times.
He meant far superior, and it is.
Broke his own goddamn system.
I mean, I don't everything whenever I see Dave Meltzer's name, it's a joke to me. I know some things he has is kind of credible, but in general, think of it as a joke. So, because of that, I'm just like Dave Meltzer. Who cares?
Yep. And that's why I'm only gonna reference it here lately. But I took down the scores just because I was interested in comparing our scaling system and our scores to his, which um it's interesting. It's like he kind of got his head out of his ass from AEW and actually rated things normally for once.
I took down the scores because that's what we do, and I compare myself to no one because I'm an original product.
Yeet. Yeet and yeah. Um all right, but we got a lot to cover here. So we're gonna just start it out right from the get-go with Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight title.
Wait, so was match number one?
That was the very first match, yeah.
Okay. Why did I write down match number three? And that's why I think I was missing stuff.
Yep, that was the starter.
You can't do everything stoned. Well, I can't do everything stoned, apparently. And we watched it together, so you know I watched it.
Yeah.
I don't know what planet I was on, but let's continue. I
Mm,
don't know what I wrote on here now.
all right. It's cool. Um so yeah, we got Jay Gunther that's been built up plenty. Um We get a standoff to lock up in the corner, chest chop uh, and then right after that, Gunther leaves the ring. Shoulder tackle to shoulder tackle, and then a chop Izagiri. And then Gunther leaves the ring again. They bring up a fun fact. Gunther has spent 80% of his career in WWE as a champion, which I find very interesting.
Yes.
And then we get a body slam, and then Chop knocks Jay off the top out of the ring, and then I make note that that the chops that he starts laying at one point are not his shotgun chops, because you can tell, and I know from seeing it firsthand, being up there in the crowd of last year's WrestleMania. Like, I don't care what mics that they have in there. I can hear the difference of when that man puts in the effort on that chop. And you can see it on the
I
person's
think you
chest,
said
too.
that while we were watching it. Like, it sounded like you just straight up smacking him at some points.
Yeah, it sounds like a shotgun going on. Just, um, so I did make note that he wasn't doing his shotgun chops. And Jay comes in with the spear, and then we get a kick out. And then there's a top rope suplex to a basement drop kick, and then a power bomb. And then we get a kick out. And Jay comes back with a Hurricane Rana, Uso splash, and then a kick out. And Gunther hits with the belt, you know. And then there's a splash from him, and then kick out. And then there's a sleeper that he lays onto Jay, and really great struggle to a final rope break. And then and then Gunther starts doing his yelling, and just starts doing running knees, and then starts just laying in those chops again. But then Jay starts laughing at the chops, which that was if you what a great anti-sell, like, to just like have Jay go that mad with pain to where he's just like laughing it off there, and then finally like Gunther pulls off a shotgun chop, and then it just kind of crumbles him.
Yeah.
Um, then we get face pushes, with the foot from Gunther to chop blows exchanged, and then clothesline to clothesline, the big boot, then another clothesline, and then he gets put into sleeper again, but then he reverses it for a German suplex. Get that big old dinosaur drop kick from him, though, right afterwards, and the power bomb
Yeah.
gets the reversal into another power bomb. Then we get super kicks. Then we get that spear, and then we get 3 Uso splashes before the sleeper tap out finish.
Those top rope splashes were gorgeous.
Yes.
Gorgeous. That's it.
Um,
That's all.
for me, this and Jay's already kind of talked about it too. That he's kind of feels that he's hitting his peak. Also, he's getting to the age and wear and tear on the body, and he's made enough money that he says that he plans on retiring. Soon enough.
I mean, if you're gonna end it, might as well end it beautifully, and so
Yeah.
let's
So
go back.
So I feel that this would be like his best match around possible. I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it a 9. And it's
Yeah.
funny that our opinions can differ so much, but our ratings always be so close. I just have to throw it out there because it's really scaring me now.
uh, um, I would have given it a 9, but I feel this is the best match that Jay has wrestled thus far. I feel his 9 or 10 is going to be within the year.
I think that this isn't the best one he's wrestled thus far. I think it has a different type of energy attached to it.
Mhm.
But yes, that's all.
Well, I think the best match that Jay has had up is with his matches with Braun Breaker.
Yeah. Well, Braun
Um,
Breaker is a very strong opponent, and
they
they,
complement each other well.
they compliment each other, but they also raise the bar, and the other rises to meet it. I find with them, so
Yeah,
it was a really entertaining show, and I think it shows how much heart they both have when they pair them together.
yeah, absolutely. But great match. Then we get New Day versus the War Raiders for the tag team titles.
I mean, we didn't need this. We didn't need this. It was cute. It was fun. We did not need this match. This
I
could have
would
been on
have
Smack.
I would have much rather taken. That's why I said I was gonna on our last one. I was gonna wait to talk about it. How the triple threat ladder match that ends up being on SmackDown should have been right here instead of this.
Exactly.
New
Exactly.
Day and War Raiders, they should have been could have been Monday Night Raw. Um,
They could have been SmackDown. They've been cute on SmackDown. Same type
yeah,
of amping up. I
yeah,
wanted
they're
them on
the
one of them.
SmackDown's the one with the fucking chaotic tag division right now too. That's the whole
Yeah,
purpose of
that's
Triple
right. I'm
Threat.
putting it there. Okay. But
Um,
yeah, exactly. This didn't need to be here. This didn't need to be here at all. I think it really slowed down the pacing in a way that wasn't okay. For me, personally, in my humble opinion.
yeah. Um, going over the match. Get quick double attack. Eric uses Kofi as a battering ram, which I love that they've been doing that lately.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a great additive.
um, Eric body slams Ivar onto the both of the New Day members. Um, get that big ringside crash. That big boy, man, when he does that, like it just there's no way that does not hurt. There's no way that big man crashing into you and the ringside does not fucking hurt.
Every part of
Um,
your body. Every part.
yeah, yeah. There's just no way it doesn't. And and we get an assisted splash, with a kick out, and there's a big senton onto the back of Eric on the outside. Then we get a famouser and a kick out. Then we get stomp on the back, you know, kind of kick out from there too. Then then what's his name? Xavier. He does the Ric Flair strut. Made note of that.
Yeah, we talked about it in the video also.
Yep. Um, and then Eric counters body slams the kick, and there's a kick out, and then he does that handstand double elbows, and then they counter double team on the New Day. And there's a big spinning heel kick, which just that big boy Ivar, man. Like I swear to God, um, it's when I'm talking about moves that he does sometimes. It's almost like I'm talking about a fucking luchador.
Yeah, no, his athleticism is crazy for a man his size, and the fact that he can keep up while continuing to do it is so impressive to me. Like the
Yeah,
cartwheel into like the little like semi like somersault thing, I was just like, no, no, not since high school have I been able to do that. Why can you? Like,
yeah,
I can't. I
yeah,
even do cartwheel again, I'll probably break my neck. So good,
yeah.
big up to him.
He's just fantastic.
Yeah,
Um, and then we get Doomsday moonsault that gets broken up, and then flying elbow, and then there's forearm trades, and then kick trades, and knees to the neck and to the face. I mean, they're just beating the piss out of each other at that point. Then
Yeah, they
War
were.
Machine, the War Machine gets broken up, and then Death by Daylight finish, and New Day is the most tag team champions of all time now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. They. I think the only reason they beat the Dudleys too by technicality is because ECW tag titles were regional. They weren't.
Mm,
They weren't official national titles.
I didn't even know that.
Nope.
I know
I
there's
didn't know.
some
I didn't
differences,
know
but
that either until it was brought up on LFG, and Booker T brought it up when he was talking about his tag title wins, because he has a lot of tag title wins too, and he's like, "Yeah, none of mine were in ECW. Yours was regional. Mine's a world."
oh, Booker T teaching the truth through dreams. But yeah, I gave the match a 6.5.
I gave it a
Um,
7.
that's it. I mean, it was what it was. Did it need to be WrestleMania?
Like we just said, I much rather would have had the triple tag from there, or just the triple tag could have been on here, especially in comparison to the next match that we fucking get.
Oh my God. If I wrote this down properly, oh my God. At this point, I'm just like, I don't know. Good luck, everybody.
What could it be? Um,
Anyway.
it's Naomi versus Jade Cargill.
Yes, got it right.
Did you write them down?
Yeah. I didn't hate this one. I didn't hate it. Again, I asked the question, did it need to be WrestleMania? Hmm. But
This
Jade Cargill looked good, so
well,
Naomi.
this one I have a special scoring that I end up doing for this one at the end, which I'll go over once we go over. So it's something that we haven't really done before.
Okay.
So
Can't wait.
yeah, the Weatherman intro with Jade Cargill just looks like $1 billion superhero. She, that's just note one. Just first note one. Jade Cargill looks like the exact idea of what a female wrestler should look like. Like she's got
I
it all.
mean, she looks like
She
a
looks like
superhero,
$1 billion.
a comic book character, so maybe not. They should look like that, but they should definitely aspire to look like her.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Much better word, and exactly
Because I could look like that, I would have to kill myself to look like that.
right.
Nice.
But so we get a pounding start, and then we get this choking toss power slam, hard whip to the barrier, and then an eye rake, and an X Factor on the outside. And then weak drop kick to Jade, and then sloppy work, like from Naomi, and then a kick out, and weak beat down to leg drop kick out. And then she did this strange armbar side headlock kind of thing. Even the commentary wasn't exactly sure what to call it.
Well, and commentary you just make shit up. They couldn't even make stuff up fast enough for that one.
Yeah, they and Then we get a nice spinning backbreaker, and then we get the shoulder knockdowns, push-ups, and then a slam kick, the corner crash, and then we get a midair power slam. Naomi kicks out, then we get the big boot, and then there's another midair catch, and this one was follow slam that it looked hilariously set up. That I'm pretty sure you could spot Jade like whispering into her ear like right before the setup.
There was a lot of moments. Well, not a lot. A good amount of moments between them like that. Just like, come on, guys, come on.
Come on, girl.
At least try to make it look a little bit, seamless.
Yep. Then we get the top rope bulldog, then a split leg moonsault, then we get kicks to the jaw. Then we get the rings of Saturn, which right when I saw that move, I was like, ring. I said it like right with them. I think in my head, I was just like, rings of Saturn.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really shocking, definitely shocking and surprising to see that.
Yeah.
And
Jade can have that fucking move. For sure. I'm sure
I mean,
Perry Saturn, because I'm pretty sure Perry Saturn's still a producer with WWE.
I don't know what he does.
Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gave her the okay on that one. I mean,
Somebody should give her okay.
yeah. And then we get a back pop up power bomb. And then get the jaded finish there. So, what did you score the match?
I scored. I actually scored it a 9.
Hey, what was that?
I scored it a 9.
A 9.
Yes,
Wow.
I know.
Well, I guess that does kind of that
It was her
does
outfit. It was
that does
Jay's
kind of mod
outfit.
into what my special scoring on this was. So instead of rating the match as a whole, I just rated the individuals on their performance in the match. Jade gave it to me. She gave a 7, and Naomi, I feel she gave a 4. So I feel that 2-point difference there is made up. So we're kind of in the same realm. I wouldn't necessarily. I could say that Jade would be like a 9 in it, but Naomi, she's just been doing so much shit lately
I
that
gave the match a 9 because I would watch it 1,000 times to see Jade wrestle in that outfit. It was gorgeous, and she is gorgeous,
fair.
and that's it. I would watch it 1,000 times. I actually have probably watched it 1,000 times since then. So that gets my approval.
Yep, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, and
But
this is
hey,
one that I referred to Dave Meltzer on. He rated it a 2.
oh well, I'm glad to be like completely different from Dave Meltzer. That makes me happy, actually.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up on that one.
I'm glad I didn't go low. Glad I went high. But I really like that outfit. Like I could talk about it for. Actually, I have been talking about it on like Riddick and different rooms.
It's a fucking
Just
fantastic fucking outfit. I
like
like
amazing,
it's
amazing fit. That wig was coming up a little bit. Somebody needed to use a different type of glue. I noticed that also. Cause I pay attention to everything. But yeah,
yeah. Incredible outfit. Um, and the match on itself, I'd say is okay. I kind of give it like around a 5.5. Like if I was to rate the match as a whole, but that's why I went with the individuals because I was just more like, well, everything Jade has done in this match just looks fucking great.
I can
And
barely remember the match.
And Naomi, everything she fucking does looks like shit.
Yeah, and the match probably wasn't that great, but I really gave it 9 because of Jade's outfit. Like, I don't remember shit about the match damn near, so probably was really bad. But that outfit has my approval every fucking time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, next up, we're getting um to me the match of the weekend. Um,
Good,
we're
great
gonna be
match.
talking about a lot of matches. I think when it comes to the men's, um, this match took the cake. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
And this is where I stopped taking notes for night one.
Oh, you stopped taking notes there?
After this, I did this, and then stopped taking notes.
Hmm. Okay.
And then I have night two right under it. Like, seriously, stop. Whatever.
Well, it, it, well, I remember us both when we were doing the live stream afterwards saying this is probably the best match of the weekend. So you probably have the same score that I did. Um, very first note, that werewolf mask was sick.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea it was, but I like it.
Yeah, just the come out with it. His presence, man. Uh, I mean, like because he was doing it. He was going off, doing his thing, and then when he like stopped and then just started staring off into fucking nothingness, like just fucking like that man's psychological like way that he plays is just like no other. He's really one of a kind. Um, and then we get LA Knight coming out in that sick ass Maserati.
Oh God, it's so beautiful.
Is so sick. And the perfect man to be coming out the passenger side of that. No, you drive me.
I mean, it's Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
bright lights, money, money, money. So
Yep,
we definitely looted that.
that is for sure. Um, now the very next note, and goddamn, what's his name there? Start my loins tingle.
Okay, okay. Why do I keep letting that guy say it? Like, why? It was like ha 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 the first time, but it was never really funny. But now at this point, it's just like shut the fuck up. Every
Nah,
time he says it, a slight rage goes through my body now.
loins, loins, loins.
Like, come on, dude. Like, seriously? Can we just get through a show? Any show? Like, I feel like I hear him when he's not there saying it. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
there's children watching this, sir. All right, the most sexual we like to get around here is Liv Morgan and Jay Cargill's asses. All right?
With tights on.
Yeah. We don't need to hear about your loins. There's Scottish Grimace.
So, yeah.
Um, yep, but so LA Knight leads in with just this smart start, to where he was on it. Just on it, reversal, slipping out. Um just being great, leads into that neck breaker that he does so well. Um, then there's that sick BFT counter to where Jacobs just fucking goes down onto the fucking ground, and it just like stares off at him again, and it just LA Knight selling it just like what the fuck, man. um, then we get that pop up Samoan drop. and then a sunset flip counter to a sit out drop out counter to a crossbody, and then a kick out. And then we get the suplex on the ropes deal where Jacob's been doing that a little bit lately. I think that's the second time I've seen him do that, and I've always liked that, to where they hold him up the suplex position and just drop him on the ropes.
Yeah,
Um, um, it's old school. I love it. Um,
much so.
and then get the drop kick to the knee, and then a basement drop kick, and then pull through kick in the midair power slam, and then a kick out. Then we get the senton there countered with the knees, and then the pop-up Samoans countered with the great arm drag. And then Knight goes face first into the turnbuckle, kick running down knee kick, and then there's the shoulder to post clothesline that just fucking just looks so cool.
They look really cool.
And then we get the pop up midair, the pop up elbow drop there with a kick out. Knight stops the moonsault and then counters with this great pop up German toss suplex there. He legit threw Jacob Fatu halfway across the fucking ring. And then there's a BFT counter, which was this the that was countered, and then you get super kick, then 3 ass attacks, and then the swanton kick out, which beautiful swanton. And then Jacob lays in a couple headbutts on him, but then a move of the match, the mighty moonsault gets countered with the BFT. And they could not have timed that or made it sell. Like everything was right about that moment. It just caught him and just dropped him BFT, and then there's the kick out from there. No, it's not a kick out. It's rope break. It's a rope break. Because he gets his hand up just like very last second. And then there's a pop-up senton in the corner. And then the Samoan drop from the top. And then after that, he lays out 3 mighty moonsaults for that finish. And Jacob Fatu is now your United States champion. Yeah, so for me, this was a 9. This is another case of where I look at it like Jay. I think he's right there. Yeah, I think he's got one of the best matches of his career. This is the first of these two meeting up. This is just over the United States title. You know, these two within the next year, at least the next year, definitely within the next 2, should be having world titles between each other.
I think we both said this, or maybe we both thought it, or whatever. I hope it's setting up for a good storyline between them both. They're both very deserving of it. And that's it. That's it.
And that's the thing. I mean, talk about peanut butter and jelly, man. Those are the 2 best workers in the business right now. They really are.
Yeah,
Um,
they do. Definitely climbing hard to climb up that ladder. So
if there's a top three right now, I would say of like actual in ring performances, um, it would be L.A. Knight, Jacob Fatu, and Braun Breaker, and those are the three that within the next year, by next year or a little after that, they need to be in that world title picture.
they definitely should be,
Um,
or
they're
moving close to the next level.
yeah, they are all right there. They are all just right there to get that. That's why I gave the match a 9, instead of a 9.5 or a 10, because this is the first of 3 legendary matches. I'm calling it that these two are gonna pull out. The second one's going to be the 9.5. The final one is going to be the 10. Um, these two are going to have a match at WrestleMania within the next year to 2 years. Hopefully, hopefully,
I
hopefully.
hope. I really do truly hope because they'd be great for it.
Yeah. Um, and that's when we get a 10 out of it. What you score?
I gave it a 9.
Yeah. Both right there on that one. Um. Uh. Next we get El Grande Americano versus Ray Phoenix.
I don't have notes. So I'm going off my memory, which may be good, maybe not. Let's see.
Well, um, I guess one of the big things is this guy Kingo from AAA wrestling. He kicks El Grande Americano because he like starts some shit with him in the front. And then Ray tries to take off El Grande's mask.
That's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, and then we get hand to hand, and then to the top rope, Hurricane Rana kick out, get a missile drop kick, huge crossbody to the outside,
Hmm.
a reverse on the German suplex. El Grande counters springboard with a suplex kick out. And then there's an arm drag takedown and kicks to the face. This mid rope swing delayed super kick, push up toss slam, and then I had to mark a question like a backflip senton. I'm not exactly sure what Ray Phoenix did there, but I'm pretty sure he did like a backflip while also doing a senton. I'm not exactly sure.
I'm not either. There's a couple of moves. I was just like, what was that? Is that new? Is that a combination? They're like, what are we doing?
Fucking Ray Phoenix and his brother Penta there, man. They went through the Lucha Libres and they seem to have everything that like Rey Mysterio or Eddie Guerrero didn't even do. Shit that we were familiarized in our youth with when it came to luchador mask, wrestling.
Yeah.
Um, but Ray Phoenix, him and Penta, they're both on another level. And Penta said it best: "Me and my brother, we don't want to be the next Rey Mysterio. We want to be the next Penta and the next Ray Phoenix."
Which I love, I adored, and that's part of the reason why I loved him to begin with, and then everything else. So
Yeah.
excited.
Um, and from there, from after that backflip senton, we get the Blackfire Driver. Um, with a kick out there. Then El Grande Americano slips the metal plate into his mask. And Ray Phoenix goes to do the goodbye amigos, then hurts his foot, kicking him in the head with it. And then there's an ankle lock with the roll up. And then tried pin and a kick out. And then it just does this great midair flying headbutt finish. Um, and El Grande Americano wins. Um, and so I gave the match a 7.
I gave it a 6.
Fair, yeah. Um, and given whether or not El Grande Americano is or isn't Chad Gable,
I
um, you know, and if he is, the fact that he's adopted this luchador style so well,
yeah
um, that's credit. Granted, is he playing a racially charged figure? Sure, but it's WWE. When
yeah. I think luchadors are more culturally charged.
yeah,
Uh, and I don't know because I'm not Mexican. I don't know what that would mean for their culture, you know.
yeah,
So, and I never really, like I thought about it, but I was just like, I don't know like what that would actually symbolize to them, or how much it actually means. Like, is it something they want to share and stuff like that? I don't know things like that. So that's gonna be my comment. 'Cause I don't want to make a comment where it's just me talking on my ass, you know.
well, I also kind of take it at the fact that I don't think that Rey Mysterio, Penta, Ray Phoenix, Dragon Lee, I don't think all these genuine luchadors on here um, wouldn't be messing around with him if they didn't think that this was a good gimmick and a good way to show off the fact that Chad Gable learned how to fucking wrestle like a luchador.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
Because I definitely couldn't knock Chad's style before. He knew the technical wrestling like a motherfucker. He was a collegiate wrestler, and
mm.
he showed it in the ring. And so if he is in fact El Grande Americano, he has shown off the fact that he's a luchador now too. So add it to the repertoire. But after that, we get um. So earlier when I was saying about Naomi and Jade, how I was like that could be the worst, one of the worst matches depending on your point of view, and
Yeah.
and this is the thing that goes for the worst match of the weekend. I think Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton.
You know what? You know what? They're the reason why I stopped taking notes. They're the reason why I don't have any more notes.
Yep,
That right there. That's why I stopped taking notes.
yeah. Um, it ended up happening to me too when I was going back and taking notes on it. And I even messaged you during it.
Yep.
Well,
Mm.
I was taking notes on it. Um, so we get a quick takedown, brawl to the outside. Get corner chops to the Irish.
Wait,
Up.
stop. You have to start with they basically had matching outfits on in the color scheme of pink and blue. Yay. Okay. That's all I remember from that because I purposely blocked it out. My Barbie should play harder.
Well, I guess I do remember them looking awfully similar.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get water now.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I'll continue talking
Yep.
about the match here. Yep, get the corner chops, the Irish upside down, corner crash. Brawling goes outside of the ring. Then you get the knee face slam, and then drop kick from Tiffany, gymnastics crash, sidewalk slam, kick out. Prettiest moonsault misses, exchange, drop kick, kick out, weak chops, taunting, super kick, natural selection counters into a sit out powerbomb. There's kick out for that. Then there's confusing top rope exchanges, and then sidewalk slam, kick out. And then shitty outside rope exchanges to a crossbody, roll through, kick out. And attack on the the knee, big boot, kick out. Leg slams to the post. Figure four, rolls up, slams. Prettiest moon center is countered by wicked knees. Then front suplex, natural selection from the top, kick out. Taunting, beat up, stupid reversal exchanges, whiplash into the corner, rolling senton, prettiest move salt ever, finish, thank God. This match, when we mean way too long, it went on for like 26 minutes. 26 minutes. I gave this match a 2.5.
Yeah.
Because
Game of 4? I don't know why, actually. I didn't even
yeah,
care to write about it. So,
because you didn't have to watch it a second time.
I didn't watch it a second time because I didn't want to. Choices, we all have them.
Hey, I had to take notes.
Apparently, I
um,
didn't want to.
yeah. And yeah, just what an awfully way too long match. If they would have done this match in 8 minutes, it was around the 8 to 10 minute mark to where I was thinking why didn't I like this match?
It should have been the first match of the night. It was going to be a match at all. That's the first thing.
It should have been the first match. One
Jay
big thing that
definitely shouldn't have been first. That killed it for me.
one big thing I have with day ones and day twos. They both put the Raw, respectively men's and women's title up first on both days.
I don't get it.
I don't understand. I like last year. I understood why Seth opened day two with the world heavyweight title because
Yeah.
he had a lot of shit to do. But with this match, yeah, should have been the first match of the night. Maybe the pacing would have been better because,
Yeah,
like, how I've written down some of the awkward exchanges and stuff that ended up happening. It was at certain times it looked like Charlotte was trying to again go off script, and she didn't know how to do it.
a lot of things aren't known apparently. They definitely were throwing some real stones at each other in their argument. It just none of it clicked for me. Like
Yeah,
I've
they
been
were
to high
really
school.
hitting. They were stiff as shit with each other. Tiffany's
Yeah,
all beat up looking.
I've been to high school before. I've seen two stupid bitches fight.
Yeah.
It could have been the first because that's all it was to me. I mean, there were a couple of guy matches that were definitely two stupid bitches fighting also. But and I'll point those out. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was just yeah. That's all.
Yep.
Their outfits are
And
cute.
moving on to the main finale, the final match of the night, of night one. Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk. And I got the name of this match from our lovely pals at Cultaholic Wrestling, who I watch daily.
I have to
Uh,
watch them frequently.
yeah. The Paul Heyman on a pole match.
You know, Okay, we have to like take an L for this because the first night of WrestleMania, we definitely didn't finish watching it. We missed this match, and this match was like the best match of the night, second best, one of the best. I'm still
Um,
determined, but I
we
really turned
we
it. Well,
didn't get
I didn't,
this. We didn't. I thought we recorded this match.
no,
Oh,
you
it's
did
that
not.
it's not on our live stream.
I don't think so. When I went to look at it, I didn't see it there.
I guess it would have been the last thing.
So, whoops. I mean, I guess I don't know. I didn't see it. Maybe I fell asleep. I don't know what I'm doing. So, but if it's not on the live stream, whoops. We're sorry. Our bad. Um, shit
It's
happens.
okay.
Okay,
I was really baked and I wasn't talking through a lot of this match.
communication is key. I felt like I was talking to the screen most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, and oh, this is great. I'm talking to a camera.
Why is my phone giving me a data? I don't
You
have
need storage. Need to get rid of some storage. I'm
that.
not gonna be not gonna be obnoxious.
I don't know. Um. So yeah.
Yeah,
Paul
Seth
Heyman on a
freaking
pole match. Um. Uh. Seth's Seth's fire flamethrower and suit change 10.
the heaven and hell balance. That was a great way to start. I loved it.
10.
I didn't see that till the next time I watched it. I
Yeah.
so, well, no, I
It,
did
it
watch that. I messaged you that night, but that was like I didn't finish watching this first night, but I should have. It was great intro. He's just like a shining star. I love him. And you know something? I called it. I called it when his outfit started changing before. Remember? I was like, he's going to something big because his clothes. You can tell because it's not so sparkly anymore. Remember? I said that.
yeah. Yep.
It's on
Um.
video too. I be
Yeah.
knowing.
Hopefully. According to you, we might not have gotten that on live stream.
I just said to myself. No, but it's definitely one of the videos. It was like
We'll
from
look
like 2
into
weeks ago.
it. Yeah, so yeah, just that fire and the suit change, the heaven and hell aspect to it, it just so great. Um I liked the stats for Roman. Um Roman is 9-3 at WrestleMania and has the fifth most WrestleMania wins. And the tribute pictures to his family looked really cool.
Oh, those were awesome. They were
Um,
like Yokozuna. Everyone was there. It was really awesome.
yeah, looked really really cool. Um,
Yeah, I respect that a lot.
and um, then we get CM Punk gets like a little vignette um before he comes out, which um it's an okay vignette, for what he is. Um, I will say, Living Color playing his song live is cool as fuck.
I mean, I love that song so much, and I hate that's attached to him. But now that'll forever be the vision I see when I think about them playing live, and I'm just gonna burn my soul forever.
But yeah, so um starts out with some talking in the ring. Rollins says Punk isn't meant to be here, and uh then Punk goes outside, and he starts talking with Paul, and then Roman just strikes him. And they start going at it, but then Punk gets back into the ring and attacks both of them. Roman clotheslines Punk on the outside, and then Roman starts yelling at Paul. Then you get a suicide dive from Seth. And then Punk and Rollins have a stare off, and they fighting through the crowd. Then they do some spots with the trash can, where he attacks them, and then Punk does a really good suplex to Rollins onto the trash can. Um, and then Roman does that gorgeous dive over the barricade. Then there's the mocking running knee stopped by Samoan drop and a big right to Seth. And then you get a swinging neck breaker. And then we get some running knees to a double a DDT and an inverted DDT at the same time. And then eventually Punk makes a comeback, lands second city elbow. And then they end up doing a doomsday device.
Yeah,
That was cool.
it was hella cool.
And then we get a Superman punch with a kick out. And then a spear is stopped by a knee, and then a GTS is averted with a punch out, and then a slam, and then a kick out.
I couldn't
And
stop
then we get
thinking.
Anaconda Vice,
I couldn't
which
stop
was
thinking throughout the
what's
whole
that?
thing. I couldn't stop thinking that CM Punk could take off his briefs and change it with Naomi's bottoms, and they could alternate, and that would work still with the color scheme. And that's all my head thought for a really long time while watching it. And now you're gonna see it, and everyone else will.
Yeah. Go ahead and curse us with that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Then we get the Anaconda Vice, stopped by a splash, and then there's a kick out from that. And we get a buckle bomb by Rollins to Punk and Roman.
That
And
was
then
nice. It was cool.
Seth dodges a spear. And then he does a pedigree stomp. And then there's a kick out from there. And then there's the spear to Rollins. And then GTS to Roman. And a kick out. Then there's another pedigree. And a kick out. And Seth pleads to Roman again. Go after Punk. Roman hits Seth with a power bomb. And Punk and Seth gets power bomb. Yeah, he hits him with power bombs through both tables.
His
And
table.
yay, tables! And then we get the spear to Seth, and then kick out. And then we get a sharpshooter, which was cool. And then Guillotine gets stopped by Stomp, and then a GTS to Rollins, and then a kick out. And then we get a GTS, we get a spear, and then we get a Stomp. And they're all laid out. And while they're all laid out, Paul grabs a chair, and he chooses Punk with the chair.
And you
And
know I was
then,
happy.
and yeah, we both were like, fuck this. And then he hits him in the nuts. We're like, yay. And then he does it all to Roman. He does the same. And he really leads him in. He's right there, my tribal chief. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually really shocking, and it was a great match. And I love the Seth Rollins change. I love it. I love it. I adore it.
Um, and just the timing and the way, and he ended up speaking about it on the Pat McAfee show when Pat McAfee was like, "You just handed him the chair without even looking at him." He's like, duh. Of course I would. I knew then. I didn't need to look at him. I just needed to hand him the chair.
Having a hell, come on, let's go. You know?
Yep. And make that deal with the devil, Seth. I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's done very well.
And
Right.
yeah. And so he goes off. He fucks up. He fucks up Punk with the stomp, and then he makes sure he waits up for Roman to hit him right in the same sweet spot with the chair before giving him a stomp, and then chair shot
Yeah, that
again
call
and
back from the
stomp
field movement.
finish. Boom. Seth freaking Rollins is your fucking winner of the Paul Heyman on a pole match. He won Paul. That's the real
Yeah,
key.
it was a great match.
You can have
If they
any championship title you want. Having Paul Heyman's a whole nother title in itself.
yeah, it really is. Paul Heyman, he's legendary at this point, like truly legendary, and we're lucky to still have him
Yeah.
like in the business. So everything he does, I'm just like,
I,
yes, I don't care. I'm with him.
I mean, you can look back, look to the original Dangerous Alliance. Like, let me just Google just to double check this.
All right. Well, we're gonna use after you do that, we're gonna finish this up so we can jump into night 2. That's
Yeah,
gonna be the last thing.
yeah. Just the original Dangerous Alliance here. I mostly had to look it up because I was like, I could not remember Larry Sabisco's name. Um, but yeah, it got Adrian Adonis, Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose,
Yes.
Eddie Gilbert, Missy Hyatt, Austin Idol, Tommy Rich, Lord Humongous, Jack Hart, Chick Donovan. Then it gets the WCW, and you got Arn Anderson, Bobby
Mm-hmm.
Eaton, Larry Zabisco, Medusa as the valet, Michael P.S. Hayes as the manager, Rick Rude, and Steve Austin.
Oh, Rick Rude.
Yeah, I mean, and then there was then the ECW ones, Eddie Gilbert, Shane Douglas, Jimmy Snuka, Sabu, Taz.
History. Yeah.
Like Paul Heyman, if you become a Paul Heyman guy, you become a made guy in the business.
Yeah, you such a rich history. And before that, like, I mean, he had him wrestling Jim Cornette in tuxedos, getting naked and stuff. I mean, he's been such a big part of building up the business. Also, people don't recognize, like, obviously, younger people, world now, we can recognize it. We see both sides. And yeah, it's really great to see him still being such an intricate part of it.
Yeah. Great match. I went off my notes because I went on to Google. I gave the match an 8.
Yeah, I gave it a 9. Honestly, I wanted to give it a 10, but there's some flaws. But the blowtorch, flamethrowers always get me. The flamethrower alone was almost half my score. I'm really not hard to please. Anyway,
Fair enough.
so we're gonna
That's
stop here.
night
Come
1.
back night 2. Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, share, do all them fun
Definitely
things.
share. All right, bye everybody.
Bye.